Good morning, everybody. I'm Mike from the Daily BM. In this episode of Tech Talk Tuesday, we explore wearable devices, the Ultrahuman M1 Live, and the emotional impact of unfinished rings on your Apple Watch. I hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe.
Good morning, fuckers! It's another day at the Daily BM, and I have Mikey with me. What's going on?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back, and I hope you're as excited as I am about this Tech Talk Tuesday, because we got some interesting topics to go over.
Hell yeah, hell yes. So what's up, man? What you got?
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. So, I wanted to jump right into it.
Okay.
Because I was listening to another podcast, and the guy brought up a interesting comment, and it wasn't the main focus of the podcast, but it was just something that he said that kind of rung with me. And that was how mad he gets at himself when he doesn't close his rings on his Apple Watch. And when he wakes up and he has a bad sleep score, how much it affects him. And I was wondering, do you experience that? Because I know I do.
This is such a great topic, man. I'm so glad you found this because I honestly was going to bring this up, at some point, in person.
Great minds think alike.
This they do. That's why you always think better than me. But all that being said, I struggle with wearable devices like for fitness and stuff because it becomes super obsessive for me. Where, oh my God, I feel like a total shit for not closing any ring, and
Right.
then I become so upset, and then I forget, okay, it's not about closing the ring, it's about the routine I'm doing, and if I'm performing the movements right, and if I'm doing, you know what I mean? So I started becoming obsessed. Like you brought up something interesting last week to me, which was, hey, I want to track my sleep.
Yes.
What happens is if I know I'm tracking my sleep, I'm trying to force myself to go to sleep even faster, which keeps me up fucking longer. And then I'm getting more frustrated because now it's telling me, hey, you suck. You only slept 4 hours. You need to sleep more, And I'm going, well, I struggle getting more than 6 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me because at 5 a.m., no matter what time I fall asleep, I'm up. 5 o'clock,
Right.
like clockwork. So I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, but yeah, so it's a bitch for sure.
Yeah, I struggle with my sleep too. That's why I wanted to start tracking it because, I can stay up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and then I automatically wake up 6. I don't do the 5 a.m., but at 6 a.m., that's when my body automatically wakes me up. So I wanted to start tracking to see how it affects me. And I got to be honest, so far I'm liking the sleep tracking because I had a pretty rough weekend where I was staying up late, did not getting a lot of sleep. And it was notifying me going, hey, you're not getting enough sleep. You're not doing this and that. And normally I would push myself really hard on my workouts. I have been pushing myself really hard on my workouts, but it was saying, hey, listen, you need to take a rest and recovery because if you're pushing now, that could lead to injury because you're not rested enough. So instead of pushing really hard, I took a nap, like a 2-hour nap on Sunday, and it made a huge difference in my mood and my feeling. And then the score said, because you took a nap, we're reevaluating your score. Now you can put a little more effort into your workouts. So I pushed hard on the workout and I had a great workout and I felt pretty good. So in that sense, it was good, like it was good information. But last night, I had my move goal, and because I was in court all day, yesterday, I wasn't able to wear my watch because you're not allowed to wear electronics in courtroom. So I didn't have my watch on me, so I didn't get any of the score for just wearing it throughout that 6-hour window. So when I got home, my move goal was really low, and I ended up being I was like 30 points away from hitting my move goal. So I ended up doing like jumping jacks at like 11:30 at night just to hit my move goal because I just wanted to close the freaking ring.
Right,
I was just like, I want to close the ring because if I didn't close it, I was going to be pissed off. And that got me thinking on what that article, what that guy said about how mad he gets when he doesn't hit his objectives. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because it's good. I guess it's good to have the awareness, but when does it cross over into obsession?
See, it's a catch
You
22,
know?
like I was saying, because I became extremely obsessed with it. Like I
Yeah.
literally, it's funny you said you did jumping jacks because like about
Right.
2 weeks ago, I was like four, like how you can set your calorie goal or your move goal, calorie goal, but
Yes.
your move goal to like whatever 1,000, 800, 700, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
I was
Yeah.
literally 3 points away from completing my move goal, in which would close all my rings. And I'm sitting there laying in bed going, all right, you know what?
Right.
I know I can go in and do about 50 crunches real quick, man, and get this shit. So all of a sudden, I get down on the ground. I'll shit you not, man. It is God
Same
is
thing
my
I
witness.
did.
God is my witness. I got down there. I said, okay, whoo, whoo, whoo. Started getting, doing the side fucking lat, getting in there and doing leg raises.
Yep.
All of a sudden, I heard, I was like, done. Got into bed, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Mission accomplished.
And then I got into bed, and I go like, now I'm wide the fuck awake. So not only did I hit that stupid ring goal, but now I kept
Yeah.
myself up an extra hour because my heart rate shot up. And so instead of being relaxed, then of course, what do you do when you're bored? There's one of two things you do. You either pick this
Snack.
stupid ass device up, right?
Uh-huh.
Or a snack.
Yep.
I like where your mind was. Or you go get a snack, which I hope you're not doing at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock at night. And then,
Oh, I do that sometimes. That's one of my worst traits.
oh yeah, really?
Yeah, because okay, so I mean, I don't mean to cut you off on that, but
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
basically, it's weird. It's like if I stay up too late, it's like my body, your body doesn't really know time. I mean, it does with
Correct.
your circadian rhythm and stuff like that, but I feel like if you get to a certain point, it's like, okay, I need fuel. Like if you're gonna keep going and stay awake, like I need more fuel. So I start getting really, really freaking hungry at like 1 or 2 in the morning, because I eat dinner around 8 o'clock. So if I don't get to bed by like 10:30, 11, and asleep by 11, at that 1 or 2 o'clock mark, I start getting hungry again. And it keeps me awake. Like I can't sleep. Like I can't fall asleep through the hunger. Like my stomach's growling. It's like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. So
Feed me.
I normally end up grabbing like a protein shake, like one of those ready-made protein shakes, and I just, slam that down. It takes the hunger pains, but then I think it's bad for your sleep because it keeps your digestive tract running, which keeps your heart rate elevated. That's what my ring has been telling me. It's like, hey, you need to stop eating so late because it's keeping your heart rate elevated. So
See, it really just
while you're
depends on
sleeping.
like a lot of people. See, I've heard both sides of the coin on that. As far as like with
Yeah.
wearing your, that's the whole reason why that's why I said there's pros and cons to the wearable technology, because sometimes
Uh-huh.
that information can be misleading. I've talked to personal trainers in the past where they're like, hey,
Yeah.
take a casein based protein, around 9 o'clock, and but basically what it does, it takes the body longer to break that protein down over that
Right.
period of time. So that takes the hunger pains away because your
Yeah.
digestive tract is still, believe it or not, you're still working even when you're sleeping, because that's why the sleep is so important when you train, is because it's helping with recovery. So it's
Right.
working hard through the sleep process.
Yeah,
So
that's where your body's rebuilding all the muscles and
correct.
rebuilding all the
It's
tissue,
all
stuff like
that,
that.
all the magic happens
All
is
your
when your eyes
all your
close.
gains happen while you're asleep.
Wait, what? All the magic happens when your eyes is closed. Well, I close my eyes and there's
Yeah.
no magic, so I don't know what the fuck. No, but so getting back to the wearable stuff and in the technology and stuff like that, yeah, it's one of those things where I go, shit, man, it became obsessive with me. So not last week, was it the week before? Either week before or last week, I literally took my watch off, for most of the week. I kind of just like
Yeah.
said, fuck it, I'm not wearing. I wore like my regular Movado. I wore,
Yeah.
my Fossil watch. I wore just different
Yeah.
watches for those days. Not knowing that my not knowing that my Fossil watch actually still tracks your steps and shit like that, and sends it right over to my iPhone. So I was still
Yeah.
tracking data, but it wasn't up here for me looking at it going, oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm close to my rings. Uh,
But I'm
so
wondering I'm really wondering though, is that negative or is that positive? Because it's important to like know that, because then you know if you're like not hitting the mark or not. But I wonder if it's the emotion behind it, like the anger and the frustration and the beating yourself up, that we need to let go of. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's what I
because
tried to do.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
tried to do. You hit a nail right on the head. Does it create this emotional response that's either
Mhm.
negative or positive? Because if it's a
Right.
positive response, then it's great. That's what you should flow with. And that was the thing. I was growing towards a negative response, like, fuck, you're a loser. You're not even getting on there and doing the shit, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Which, again, that could still be looked at as a positive if you really think about
Right.
it.
Because you're motivating yourself to
Because you're
like get
motivating
out there
yourself
and
to get off
fucking
your fat,
doing it,
lazy ass to go do something
You
instead
just
of sitting there eating a Twinkie.
gotta stop the negative self-talk.
Yeah, no shit, So it's just like,
But
instead, just pick yourself up and go, hey man, I'm only like 100 points off my my move goal for the day. Let's step up the game here and let's get busy and let's do something. Stand
yeah.
up, go walk outside, go walk the neighborhood real quick. You know what I mean? Because it's literally 5-10 minutes, man. Boom. You can definitely knock out 100 points pretty damn quick.
Right.
If that's what your goal is, to do that and just close those rings. But
Yeah, and then but also like, I've also started to realize it's like, okay, it helps me plan better because it's like I know that I need to do X, Y, and Z in the morning in order to hit the goal by a certain time at night. It's almost like drinking a gallon of water. Like if you don't get up in the morning and you don't start right away, and like take 20 to 40 ounces, like within the first hour or two, you're going to have a real hard time finishing that before you go to bed. And then if you drink a big, you know, 20-ounce glass of water right before you lay down, you're going to wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning and have to go to the bathroom. Like it's just the nature of the beast. So it's almost like you have to plan your day out accordingly. Like I'm going to have this much accomplished by this time, this much times by this time, this much by this time, and I'll hit my goal at night. So I do. I mean, I like the data and I like the information.
You're listening to the Daily BM.
Now, the next level that I wanted to talk about, have you seen those metabolic trackers that you actually put on your arm? They look like what diabetics wear that tracks their glucose. And you put it on your arm. It's a little needle that goes in your arm. And then there's a patch that goes over it, and you wear it. And it tracks how different foods that you eat interact with your body as far as spiking your glucose, how it affects your metabolism. So you can say, okay, I know if I eat this, it's going to shoot my glucose up, which will in turn shoot my insulin up, and it's going to give me, fatigue and whatever the symptoms are of it. And if I eat this, it doesn't do that. So you can literally start building a custom profile of what foods affect you and how and when, so you can optimize your nutritional intake. I haven't had the courage yet to pull the trigger on that because I don't know if I want to. But I'm getting ads for it a lot. I'm getting served ads a lot for that metabolism tracker.
For each their own. I feel like, okay, now hear me out on this, and you're probably going to slam me for this comment, but it almost feels like a lazy solution to me. Like creating more of a laziness in the person versus them just taking the action and just doing what they're supposed to be doing and needing that.
What do you mean, though? I can explain that a little bit better.
So we all know growing up that, fitness and all this other stuff. You say it's an injectable, right?
It's not an injectable. It's just it's a tracker, but it monitors your blood sugar levels real time. So you can see like how
I thought it had an injecting mechanism too. So I misunderstood. Sorry.
No, there's no injections in it.
So it's just to read
tracks
your blood sugar level and track.
It reads your blood
sugar
sugar level real time throughout the day to see exactly how the different times you eat, the different things you eat, how they affect your blood sugar, so you can optimize your nutrition.
I could see wearing that for 30 days.
Yeah.
And hear me out. So if I hired a nutritionist, okay,
right,
and they said, hey, I want you to wear this so I can track for 30 days what your eating patterns are right now.
Yeah.
And then they change your diet. Okay. Then you wear it another 30 days. So maybe 90 days. I could be way off on this. All right, guys. So don't take this as like
science. Yeah, we haven't done a lot of research into it. This is a segue.
So, I know you've been reading up on it. I have not. So this is new to me. We're having this conversation. I'm just trying to think outside the box here for a second.
Yeah.
So if I'm a nutritionist, I might want to monitor that for 30 days after you've changed that to see that, or 90 days to see that change. And then I can tweak along the way. I don't feel like that's a long-term solution, because once you get to where you need to get and you're seeing results, then you wouldn't need to wear it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a long term. I'm thinking it would just be like, and they don't sell it like on a long term
Okay.
program.
So are they selling it just as a program? This is what
they
you
sell
do.
it.
Blah,
You
blah.
can buy it. You can go month to month with it, or you can go like a 3-month package. They do have like a year package, but I don't know why you want to wear it for a year.
See, and that's what makes me feel like, okay, is it truly just a hook to get you into a subscription-based service, or is it?
I don't know.
To really for the full benefit. Because to me, I would be like, okay, would it be beneficial, just to hire a nutritionist?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, with like
nutritionist.
even with a nutritionist, you'd have to like, you'd have to write logs. Like basically, a lot of time with that, you're writing a log. Like, how does it make me feel? Is it a smiley face or a
That's what I
frowny
meant.
face? So you're logging, you're just logging it, but that's going off your feelings as opposed to what actually is happening in your body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like what I'm trying to explain, like it's like your perception of reality versus what reality is.
But then again, it gets back to the obsession with technology.
Technology,
again.
right?
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, now I'm obsessed with opening up this app, and I would assume it goes to your phone. No?
Yep, it does.
Okay, so now I've got a second app. I've got to go, and now if my blood sugars are off, and that is I need to get this regulated back to normal. Let me eat this or drink this or da 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 da, and then it's like the next thing you know, you're so obsessed with doing all that. How's that affecting your overall well-being in your mind for your workouts and your health?
I don't know.
What's the effect? What's the effects long term? I guess is what I'm
wondering, because like, if you get the 6-pack and you get the optimal health, like, is it worth it? Is it worth like the stuff to get there? So,
what's the name of the product?
There's a bunch of different ones out there. The one that I was getting ads of was from Ultra Human right now, because that's the one that I got my ring. So now they're pushing their next thing to me.
Ultra what?
Ultra Human, I think it's called.
Ultra Human. Okay.
Yeah, it's Ultra Human.
Ultra Human. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to throw something out there before you continue on.
Yeah.
If you're listening to the podcast right now, and you're actually taking this Ultra Human in monitoring for blood sugar and things like that, reach out to us at info@thedailybm.com, because I would love to have you on as a guest so we can see what your pros and cons and how you're feeling about this particular device you're wearing. Because I feel like myself personally, I would get obsessed with not only now my rings, I'd get obsessed with this Ultra device. So if you have that, write us in, info@thedailybm.com. It can be anybody. If you're using it and you've been using it for 90 days or longer, let us know how you feel about it.
This one here is called the Ultra Human M1 Live. It's a continuous glucose sensor that records your glucose levels in real time and syncs it with your app. So you can visualize your metabolism and your metabolic fitness score in real time, and analyze your metabolism. Measures the impact of the different foods and on your metabolism and how it impacts you. And then it also allows you to start maximizing your sports and your performance by your fuel score, because it tells you, okay, if you got a big workout coming up in 2 hours, right now is the most optimal time to eat this, like whatever it is that spikes your score, or gets you to go, so you can perform better. So I can see where like top athletes would really get a lot of benefit out of it, because it would just really hone in that, extra level of efficiency, because you're delivering the fuel right when your body needs it, in the most optimal moment, and exactly the amount and the dose of what you need, as opposed to just guessing, like, I think I need this now, so let me just take it. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I'm going to do a little more research on it.
Yeah, do a little more research, and we'll bring this back up on another episode for sure.
But then again, is it going to be, now I'm so super obsessed with it, because that's one of the hardest struggles, like that I have, like when I start tracking my food and everything, I become very obsessed with it. Like what I'm eating, when I'm eating, how I'm eating it. And it's almost like it takes away from me being in the moment a little bit, because it's like, oh, I
Right,
can't
yeah.
have that. It's not part of my plan. I can't. So it's like, okay, is the juice worth the squeeze sometimes, like you like to say? It's like, do I give up on the social interaction now for this long-term goal? Or do I live in the moment and, build a connection with the people I'm with? And it's like, that's the struggle. But I think we could probably save that for like maybe a man cave Monday talk or another talk on that
Sure.
part of it, because
I
that's
have
a little
one
outside of
question,
tech.
though, before we exit out. I have one
Yes.
question. If they ever have a wearable device that tells me you are at the optimum time to get a full erection, I'm sold. I will subscribe to that bitch all the time. I don't care what time of day it is. I'll be like, hey, baby, hurry home. You got about a 35-minute window for 5 minutes of fun. Get your ass over here. So,
Maximum boner incoming. Maximum boner
maximum boner.
It does like the it does like the Pacific Rim when the kaiju, like when they do a breach, it's like
maximum boner incoming.
Breach.
I'm going to use that now, man. I swear to God, I'm going to use that with
Maybe
my wife. Maximum boner.
Maximum boner
Incoming.
bonage.
All
right.
So, guys, thanks for tuning in today. We had a really good discussion. Mike, thanks for bringing up that topic, man. Wearable fitness type stuff and wearable devices, whether distracting or not. I think that was a really great subject.
Emotional distress that comes with it.
Yeah, for sure. So, before we get out of here, do you got any last words you want to say?
I just want everybody to be healthy, happy, and live life to the fullest.
Awesome. And I just want to say, maximum boner incoming. It just sounds so cool to me. I don't know why. Guys, don't forget, head over to thedailybm.com where you can find all of our socials. You can also head over to YouTube and to Rumble where you can like and subscribe on those platforms as well. Don't forget, MasonDangerBeardCO.com where you get 20% off on every item in your cart just by simply using the promo code DailyBM. All right, guys. So that is it. That's a wrap, and we are out of here, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Have a good one.
Deuces.